So you're ready to make a vision board. Like I said in the blog post, there's no exact one right way to do it. I'm going to share with you my strategy and what works for me. The first thing you're going to need are some old magazines, scissors, and some glue. I love to use just white Elmer's glue, or decoupage glue works just as well, whatever you have around. And you'll need your mind, your body, your heart, all of you in the process. Sometimes it's nice to be able to do vision boarding in collaboration with others. It's a chance to kind of chat with other people and have people share images that inspire each other. It's also really nice to be able to just set the scene, have some nice candles going, your own quiet space, your own reflection time, and in a space that inspires you so you can be introspective and reflective and forward thinking at the same time. I was recently out in the garden. What I did is I take my basket of magazines out, I go through, I take my time, I read any articles that I haven't read, and as I go along, I clip out words and images and quotes that inspire me, things that really spark joy or really resonate for some reason. I don't question why. If there's a picture where I go, ooh, I love that, I cut it out. And then I just keep a little basket for myself. So here's one of my magazines that I'm about to go through. And then I cut out my words and images and keep them in a nice little tray that I can just set aside. I don't do it all in one go. This is something that I do over time. Maybe I have 20 minutes to sit and look through a magazine. Or maybe I've really indulged and had time to read a magazine front to cover. And then I might grab the scissors and chip away at it and see what happens. I don't always put the recycling or the magazine out into recycling as soon as I've done my first clip. Sometimes I keep them around because a second clipping might be helpful. And then what I do, once I've collected all of those, I set out with whatever I want to be using as my base. So for this particular one, I had this piece of art cardboard around from an art project, and I used this. In the image that I have below that I'll talk to you about in just a moment, I had a really large piece of nice art cardstock that I used. And that was one that was quite a really special process for myself. Then what I do when I'm ready, I've collected enough images, enough words, and I'm ready to just really set an intention. This is something I've started to like to do on my birthday, or maybe a new year or spring equinox, any kind of occasion works. Especially right now, as our time is structured differently. And this might be a cocooning time for you, where you're really using this opportunity to sit and reflect and think about what you want next in your life. When we come out of this pandemic situation, what do you want for yourself? Is there something you want to take with you? Is there something you want to do differently? Think about it and start the process. What I then do is I go through and just start laying images and words and start layering things and putting things in. There are some theories that say whatever you put towards the center is something that you're really, really focusing on, and things around the outer sides are less important to you. That may evolve organically for yourself. What I do recommend is don't overthink it. Don't overplan it. Don't try to make it become something. Let it evolve and see what the process tells for you. Once I've gone through it, I like to just paint the cover up with a little bit of white glue and let it dry really well. This one took me a couple of sittings to do. The one that's in the image below, that one was a little bit more of a process. That one I created when I was living in Bali. It's a place that I really, really loved and was really a great time for growth and development for me. And then something came up with my school where it looked like it was pretty unstable. There was a big chunk of us who were getting ready to decide what to do next. I really wasn't sure what was right for me. So I took my collection of magazines, my words, my images, and I just started cutting. And over the course of a couple of days, I collected enough. And then I just started to sit. And as I was saying, like, what is it that I really want? What do I want for the next stage of my life? Is it Bali? Is it staying here and roughing it out, or is it moving on to the next thing? Once my vision board was complete, I sat back and I looked at it, and it was really clear what I was really wanting in my life. I really wanted to return to New York. So that night I sat down and I started to look for opportunities. And then I realized, well, my dream school has always been the United Nations International School. let me just look and see if they have any openings. And they did. So I sent in my CV, and within a week of making that vision board, I had already had 3 job interviews with the team at United Nations International School. And within 2 weeks, I had a solid job offer. So I'm not saying the vision board is what made Eunice or New York come into my life. It's what made me really clear that that was what I wanted. And it helped me set the course for taking the small steps to get myself there. Over the course of time of when I lived in New York, just about every image that's in that vision board came to fruition. From that Cafe Balzac to the bridge of Brussels that's in that image. In my 3rd year of being in New York, I was sent to Brussels as a work project. And then I got to visit Paris and finally see that Eiffel Tower that's in that image. So much of that board helped guide my next small steps and bring things into fruition. And really, that's part of the process of making a vision board. It's helping you set your image for what's next and helping you decide what your next small steps should be. So I hope you'll give, over the next 30 days, the vision boarding process a go. If you have any questions, if you'd like to set up a one-to-one consult and some time to talk about it, I'm more than happy to be there for you. But really, this is your process. Make it your own and see what comes out of it. I wish you all the best. Good luck.